guys, welcome back for the ninth episode of 11 o'clock with Yuvern.
And Ji-hen. Hi, Jihan. Hi,
Yeah.
hello, everyone. Oh, God. It's amazing, it's amazing.
Do you just say hi, hello, Yuvern? Or do you
Did
say
I
hi,
say
hello,
that?
everyone?
I said hi, hello,
No, no,
Jihan,
yeah.
and hey, everyone. Oh my God, please. If I said, oh my God.
Imagine walking up to your friend one day and just being like, hey, hi, how's it going, Jihan?
Oh my God. Ji,
You know,
hi. Yes. I know what.
I'm so sorry, like, this thing just crossed my mind for some reason. Like,
Mhm.
my whole life, like, when I was much younger, when I was in primary school and stuff,
Yeah.
I always introduced myself as Ji-hen, but everybody called me Jihan, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of low-key accepted it, and I didn't really mind it for that matter because I didn't really care.
Yeah.
And over time, I got used to that. And there was a point where even when I was introducing myself to people, I would say, hi, my name is Jihan. But in actual fact, my name is Ji-hen. It's pronounced Ji-hen.
It's crazy. Because until today, I call you Jihan. Naturally, Jihan just comes. Like.
It came to a point where I gave up explaining, like, hey, it's
Yeah.
not Jihan, it's Ji-hen. It's just because it's not a name that you normally hear. Like, if you can find another Ji-hen in your life, like, by all means, I challenge you.
Dude,
Please
we
introduce me to
have.
this
What
guy.
do you mean we haven't? Isn't the princess name Jihan?
What princess?
The queen, our queen, like our king
That's
and queen.
Jihan.
Jihan.
That's Jihan.
Same spelling.
I'm Ji-hen.
Hey.
No, that's not what I mean. We don't have the same name. My name is Ji-hen. Damn it.
What do you mean? How is it that two persons' name who are the same spelling, but just because the pronunciation different makes it a different name? No.
So your name is spelled Yuvern. If the
Yeah.
Yu is pronounced Ya, okay, like the word in the word umbrella. So is Yavern and Yuvern the same name?
It is the same name. It's the spelling and it's the pronunciation that makes it different. How are you saying just because the pronunciation of a word is different makes it a different?
Do you not hear the flaw in your argument? Do you not hear it?
Hey, you're pissing me off. Hello. It's like saying.
It's like you are saying one word, as long as it has the same spelling, even though there's two different pronunciations, it's the same word.
I feel like my logic is sound. Of course, it is the same word.
Are you being serious? Okay, like let's take a normal word for example. I can't. Let me think of a word. Let me.
Why
think
are
of
we
a- of
arguing?
a
Okay, go
regular
ahead.
word. Okay. For example, I don't know. What are words that have the same spelling but are two different words? So many.
What center?
Can you center? Yeah. But that's just pronounced the pronounced the same, right?
Yeah. You want? Oh my God! Yes,
Wait.
please find a word that has the same spelling but pronounced differently and has a different meaning. I'll wait.
You're going to lose this, right?
I fairly don't see how, but like, please enlighten me. Gee, you do realize
this will
that
take me.
you do realize
This
that
will
there's
take
an
me-
ongoing episode that's recording, and that our audiences.
This is why you are supposed to keep the audience entertained while I Google
Come
stuff.
on.
You've heard.
Oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so while Jihan defends his honor here and to make his argument sound and make me see his point, I'm going to introduce today's topic that we discussed on talking that I don't know if you'll ever get to. The topic that we want to talk about today is time. We want to talk about time simply because we were scrolling through Twitter, and Twitter, the main account, tweeted, "What is time?" And we thought about, let's discuss our own definitions of time and what we think time is. And Jihan, you have
Before we
something
go
to
into that, I want to destroy Yuvern's ass. Okay. There are so many words. First word, fair. Fair. Could also can mean fair, can mean just. Correct.
Dude,
The word
that's
fair.
not. Oh my goodness.
Same
Jihan.
exact spellings, even the same pronunciation, but two different words. Okay, the word lie, Lie, lie. It
Yeah,
can
but we're
mean
talking
a lie
about-
which is not the truth.
We're talking about names, Jihan. In context of names, how are you saying that find somebody who has the same name as me, but I do find somebody with the same name as you, and you're saying no, the pronunciation is wrong?
Do you know how offensive you're being right now?
What do you mean?
Like,
I
do you
can
know?
pronounce her name as Ji-hen.
You are, whether you realize it or not, you're obstructing the individuality of one of these two people. Both of these people have a different name. Okay? The word
Okay.
tear can be pronounced tear and tear. Same spelling, different word with two different connotations, two different definitions. Two different words are used, names are used to attach an identity to someone. So I identify by Ji-hen. Another person identifies by Jihan. Two different words.
Okay.
Tear and tear are the same word, is it? To you?
That is not the argument here, okay? I'm not here to argue whether fair and fair is the same here. I'm
Kata nama am,
arguing.
kata nama has. Both
Hello,
are the
you've
same,
exceeded
okay?
you've exceeded the perimeter of this argument by bringing in nouns and verbs. I'm talking simply about a name. Let's stick within. You know what, Jihan, I'm not going to continue this
Okay,
argument.
okay. If you want that to be the parameter, I will prove you wrong. Just give me some time and I will prove you wrong. Well, we revert back to the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
point
Can
of
we?
this episode.
Yeah, we'll take a pause on this argument. And my goodness, oh my god.
Hey, listeners, what do y'all think, huh? If my name is Ji-hen and there's another person named Jihan with the same spelling, are those both words the same? Are they the same word?
Are they the
Do we
same
share
name?
the
Is
same
what we're
name?
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yuvern is saying it's the same name. Ji-hen and Jihan are the same name. He's not hearing this. I'm here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What do you guys think? Okay.
You dumb. Dumb. You know, if this was an argument, this is argument of Priya and Priya. You know? I'll hear you. Two different names. But Priya and Priya, I mean, you know what? Let's not. You know what? Let's not. Like, we can go on and on about this, but let's just agree to disagree for the sake of continuing with today's episode. Okay.
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
Sure, you will.
Can you stop being so salty about it? Jesus. Stop.
It's like saying the word ALLI. If somebody pronounces it Ali and another person pronounces it Li or Ali, that is the same name. Ali and Ali are not the same name.
Are you going to let this go or not?
I am not, because you are wrong.
How am
You
I
don't accept it.
wrong?
Ali and Ali are the same word. Ali and Ali are the same name. That's what you're saying. Long as it's pronounced the same, and long as it's spelled the same.
As long as it's spelled the same, it's the same name. It may have different meanings, it may have different pronunciations, but it doesn't make it not the same name.
Now this is where we go down to the definition of the word name, right? What is a name? A name is used to. What is a name?
Half my mind here is just to stop this episode and restart the whole thing. Because honestly, what the hell? Jesus, I'm not going to sit here and define names with you, Jihan. Come on, what the hell?
Fighting a losing battle with me.
I'm
That's
not
fine.
fighting a losing
That's
battle.
fine.
You're fighting a battle out of nothing.
Okay. Back to the main idea of the podcast. I'm sorry for creating a tangent that is 9 minutes long. Okay.
Ryan! Oh my god. Jeez.
Man, this idea, this whole concept of names and words.
Oh, he
could
still
be on its-
speaks. Go on.
Could be on. Could be a whole episode of its own. I'm just saying.
You know what,
That's
G? I'll take that offer up. Let's make that today's episode. Let's talk about time on
Fine.
episode 10. And now, let's talk about names. Because I'm annoyed. Jesus.
Okay. This is just a definition, okay, of the word name, okay.
Yeah.
A word or set of words by which a person or thing is known addressed or referred to.
Yeah.
The sentence example given is, my name is John Parsons.
I see you. I mean, I'm seeing the
Okay.
definition, yeah.
Uh-huh. So do you still now stand by your stance that Ji-hen and Jihan are the same name?
Okay, I feel like either we're not seeing eye to eye on this, or you and I have a different definition of something here. Because my argument is not whether what a name makes. Okay, the argument was simply that when you said that somebody calls you when people call you Jihan, and when your actual name is pronounced Ji-hen, and when you told me to find you someone with the name Ji-hen, it almost seems that to identify and to find somebody with this name Ji-hen is by identifying a person with the same spelling. Jihan with the same spelling.
That is the false that is the flaw lah in our in that logic, right? When I say find somebody with the same name,
Yeah.
finding somebody with the same spelling doesn't necessarily mean it's the same name. What? Like Jihan is a different name from Ji-hen.
So if I find somebody who is spelled Gehen and say that is pronounced Jihen, no, if I find somebody who's name G-Hen and say that is pronounced Jihen,
Okay.
that is the same name.
Uh-huh. That's actually a good question. Is it to you? Is it the same? To you? Is it the same name?
No, it's not. Hey,
So if two now
Wait,
you are continuing.
wait, I'm getting confused with my own logic here. Hold on.
Okay, let's try to clear the air here. Okay, so
Okay.
Yuvern is saying that if two words don't sound the same, but as long as they are spelled the same, that they are the same word. My argument right now, I'm at least from this standpoint, two words are not the same if they are spelled the same. Even if they are spelled the same, as long as they are pronounced differently, they are not the same word. Now, Yuvern brought up the argument as to whether if two words are pronounced the same but spelled differently, we're talking about names here, not just words, because words have their own definitions.
Yeah.
Let's say there's another person named Jihan but spelled differently.
Yeah.
Is it now the same name? And to me, the answer is still no, it's not the same name. Hey, wait, actually, you know what? It's the same name to me. Jihan and Jihan are the same name, long as it sounds the same. Yeah.
As long as it sounds the same to you, it's the same name.
Exactly the same, it's the same name. Jihan is the same as Jihan. Like, if I were to meet somebody and he would introduce himself to me as Jihan, although it's spelled differently, I'll say, hey, we have the same name. Although it's spelled differently, we have the same name. But if somebody were to say,
Yeah.
his name is Jihan, and my name is Jihan, and even if it's spelled the same, hey, I'll say, hey, our names are spelled the same, but we don't have the same name. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. I can see you. Okay, I'll see you on the first argument when you said that a person whose name is spelled differently, but if it's pronounced the same, and if you say that, oh yeah, okay, I agree that can be the same name. But when you say that a person's name who is spelled the same, but just because it's pronounced differently, does not make it not the same name.
Okay, what if I say now, okay, my name is Jihan,
Yeah.
my name is not Jihan,
Uh-huh.
so how can Jihan and Jihan be the same name?
Yeah, but when I call you Jihan, you still respond.
Yeah, but
You
that is
still-
not my name, right? That was the from in the different context, in the sense that I went along with it for the longest time simply because I didn't want to bother explaining to people.
Okay,
my name is not
But
Jihan.
okay, so you're saying
Yeah.
if somebody butchers the pronunciation of someone's name, it automatically equates to them not calling them their name.
Yeah.
See, this is where we don't agree, because it is still calling a person by that same name. It's just not pronounced the same.
See, this is my standpoint. Even if
Yeah.
okay, let's say if I agree that, or if I agree to be identified by as Jihan, okay, that still doesn't make Jihan and Jihan the same name. It still makes them different names. It's just that I agree to be identified by as Jihan as well.
Okay.
One person can have more than one name, but just because it's pronounced differently and spelled the same does not make it the same name.
Pronounced differently and spelled the same does not make it the same name. You know, I'm so tired, you know. But like, honestly,
Okay, give me Give me an example of a name that is the same
Mm-hmm.
just because it is spelled the same but pronounced differently. Besides my name, like how would you argue that?
It's not in the sense of just finding that specific scenario, but think about it this way, okay? If you're going to do an episode of if you're going to do this thing, right, where just because the names are spelled the same and pronounced differently, they're not the same name. If I call you Ji-hen or Jihan or whatever it is, but I'm identifying you, then, and if I identify another person, and even then, if I come and say that, if I call, I'm trying. Okay, let's just say that there are two of you in the class. Okay, there are two of you in a classroom.
Okay.
Okay, both of y'all have the same spelling, but one of y'all, in the same argument like Jihan. Okay,
Mhm.
it's not the same in a sense that both of y'all are the same people. It's different names.
Okay.
It's no, I take that back. It's the same name assigned to two different people. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Even though you can argue that that is not my name because it's pronounced Ji-hen or Jihan, does not make it not the same name. It still remains the same name, but you will only identify to one of them. So what you identify or don't identify to has nothing to do with whether or not it's the same name to another individual. Let's say to me, like to me, when I see you, Jihan, or the princess Jihan, to me it's the same name. It's just two different people with two
Okay.
different pronunciations or whatever it is.
Okay. So you associate names to the spelling of words,
Yeah.
and I associate names to the sound of words.
Yeah. Actually, I'll add on to that. It's more of both of us associate names with the sound of the word, but only one of us associate names with the spelling of the word, and you don't, but I do.
Okay. So this argument is only in the premise that we're talking about names, lah, right?
We're
Not all
talking about
words, 'cause-
names. Yeah. If it's words, and then obviously, yeah, one word can have many meanings, and they're not the same word. Blah blah.
That's quite interesting. So, what if this is just something that I'm thinking about. Okay,
Yeah.
when we talk about different cultures, we talk about across cultures.
Yeah.
Some languages may not be able to be written down, or maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know whether all languages are. I might be wrong here. I don't know whether all languages exist in written form. Maybe some languages exist only in sound form. I'm really not sure of this fact. Can someone fact check this for me, whoever's listening? But let's assume a hypothetical, okay?
Yeah.
Assume that a language now has no spelling, meaning that it is not written down, it's only spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now how would we address this scenario that if two words are pronounced differently and they don't have a spelling, so you don't know whether they're spelled the same,
Yeah.
are they now the same word? The same
So
name.
you won't be able to identify the spelling of the word, and you won't be able, but through pronunciation they are the same. And
Yes.
this is between different cultures, or the same of the
Between-
same culture.
of any culture in which they don't write down words. There's no written form of that word.
Okay. In that sense, if it's pronounced differently, because if there's no written, then the only means of identifying a word is through its pronunciation, which is going to become a hassle. First off, like I feel like it's going to be a hassle, but it will remain the same name, I guess, in my head. Like the way I see it, I feel like it will remain the same name, even though, because to them it's only pronounced the same word, and that's all they know in their culture. Like,
No, if two words are pronounced. Wait, what was our argument? Our argument was whether two words pronounced the same, are they the same name? Obviously,
Yeah.
that's my argument. I'm saying if two words are different but sound similar, that can be spelled in our words as the same. Let's take Jihan and Ji-hen for example, lah, okay?
Yeah.
But in their language, you can't write it down. So is it still the same name?
Maybe not. Maybe when you translate to another culture, there will be a twist, in how the words will appear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to you, did when words were used, words or sounds used to communicate, did that come first or did writing come first?
In my knowledge, I feel like the sound came first, like the hooga hooga sort of a thing.
So meaning that people were initially identified by the sound, not by the way things are written, because it wasn't possible.
Yeah,
Because it didn't
yeah.
exist at the time. Sounds existed, so people identified each other by the sound of how they identify by. Correct.
Correct.
So can we apply that into our
Okay, but
scenario?
Here's the thing. We both agreed that even if the words are spelled differently, but if the pronunciation of the words are the same, then it remains the same name. We don't disagree on that. We both agree
Okay,
that
yeah.
So the argument that even if through sound they sound the same, does that make it the same name? Yes, because that is something that we agree on. The disagreement, the argument that we had that started this whole thing was that through spelling it is different. You said it's different and I said it's the same.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of pronunciation, even if you date back through the various evolutionary processes and come back to today to argue your point, it remains the same. I mean, it remains the same name because we agreed on that prior already. Correct? Am I answering your question?
You'll have to repeat what you said. I completely lost you somewhere.
Okay, no, what I'm saying is, so your question was that if in the past when we identify people through pronunciations and everything, and if it's pronounced the same, it's the same name, and how we can apply that here, right? First off, we agreed. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
First off, we agreed that if two names, even though spelled differently, like Jihan and Ji-hen, is pronounced the same, that is the same name, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So then, answering your question, yeah, it's the same name, but it does not. It is not related to our argument, because our argument, again, the perimeter lies at the spelling of it, not the pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then our argument will now have to begin at the point of time in which words already existed.
Yeah. You'll have to start from a time where words existed.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like these are your perspective and mine are both very interesting perspectives.
Yeah.
I'm gonna because I'm biased to my perspective. I'm going to believe that I am right, and that's what I've been saying throughout this entire podcast. But I'm not going to rule out your perspective. Okay, like you
Yeah.
have your own perspective and I have mine. But
Yeah.
I like that. I like that this caused an argument / conversation / discussion.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I mean,
Well,
it completely sprung out of nowhere. All this while we didn't know that we disagreed on this.
I know. That's the thing, right? We kept talking about argumentative podcasts and like having a discussion, and we could never come up with one thing that we disagreed on. You start talking about your name, and it pissed me off. What the hell? Start talking about your name. Jihan.
I'm sorry if I was being forward or being
No, come on.
aggressive
This
about-
is a safe space.
Yeah. What I meant to express was just to create to try and create an argument for you and I, like, because I think a certain way and you think a certain way, and I
Yeah.
wanted to know what is your justification for your logic. Okay.
Oh my god. Well, it was definitely interesting, lah. And I mean, it's okay that we share different opinions on these things, and
Yeah.
I mean, to me, yeah, I'm going to remain biased to my opinion as well. But unless somebody who watches this, if anybody does at all, can come up with a counter argument to defend either Jane's opinion or mine, and that would be interesting to see as well. It's
Yeah. Actually, I would like someone to help us out here. Like.
Oh my god. You're going to the jury
Okay,
now.
okay.
You're literally pleading to the jury, asking for who's right.
Well, at least, or if you have a completely different perspective, also that's perfect. We just like want to hear what your thoughts are because.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just create a kind of conclusion so that people understand what our disagreement is on. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if two words are pronounced differently but spelt the same,
Yeah.
to you they are the same word, the same name.
Yeah.
To me, they are different names.
Yes.
Okay, so that is
Okay.
the argument here,
Yeah.
guys.
And the parameters. Wait, before you conclude the episode, the parameters of this will be that it remains a name. It remains in the spelling of the name. So that means you can't date back to like our argument about the sound earlier. And this is specifically in terms of like he said in the points of the debate, the spelling of the name. Does the same spelling make the same name or not?
Does the same spelling make the same name or not?
Yeah, because you think it doesn't, I think it does.
If it's pronounced differently, yes.
Yeah, if it's pronounced differently.
Yeah lah.
If it's pronounced differently, if it's different to you, it's the same to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that marks the end of our 9th episode. Is this the 9th or 7th? The 8th. The ninth episode
This is the
of
ninth.
11 o'clock. Wait, for this argument completely screwed our brains. I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my god. What the hell?
look at you, when he's just like neutralized, you know.
I'm gonna we're gonna have a talk after we stop this video. Oh my god, gee. Alright. Thank you so much. Sorry. I'm
Thank you guys for bearing with us.
Yeah.
throughout this argument.
If you were interested in our talk about time, it will be episode 10. So that's a little preview, I guess. This took a turn we did not expect to take, but well, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're still here, thank you so much. Take care. I hope you have a great day, night, or whenever you're listening to this. Till then, cheers.
Yeah, we love you guys. Bye bye. Cheers.